Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering Harvard professor Claudine Gay resigns today after plagiarism allegations continue to stack up on her. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. Claudine Gay got herself in trouble with the response at her university to the October 7th Hamas attacks on Israel. After that, numerous plagiarism allegations came out against her writings at the college, and even with supposedly Barack Obama coming to her side, trying to help her out, trying to keep her in this position, she's now been forced to resign. From the Wall Street Journal, Harvard president resigns after plagiarism allegations and campus anti-Semitism backlash. Claudine Gay faced calls to step down as governing board stood by her. She's also been, of course, a massive proponent of diversity, equity, and inclusion, which has pretty much ruined Harvard's once important reputation. Harvard University President Claudine Gay has resigned after facing mounting criticism over how she responded to anti-Semitism on campus, and most recently, allegations that she plagiarized the work of other researchers on several occasions. Gay, a professor of government and of African and African American studies, became president in July 2023 after serving as dean of Harvard's Faculty of Arts and Sciences for around 5 years. She had been under pressure for weeks regarding her response to Hamas's October 7th attacks on Israel. Her remarks at a House committee hearing on the matter in early December drew widespread criticism after she gave an unequivocal response to a question about whether calls for the genocide of Jewish people violated the campus code of conduct. You would think that it would. Of course, if it were about just about anyone else, you would think she would have something to say about it. She was also accused of plagiarizing other academics in several published papers and her Ph.D. dissertation. The Harvard Corporation, the university's top governing board, said in December that reviews of her work uncovered some instances of, quote, inadequate citation, but that the omissions didn't meet the bar of outright research misconduct. Gay has requested 4 corrections on 2 academic papers and is updating her dissertation in 3 spots, according to the school, whose board has released statements standing by Gay. Some said Harvard had been holding Gay to a standard different from the one that its own students are supposed to meet, and called into question Gay's contributions to her field and her integrity as a researcher. Gay's resignation comes after Liz McGill said she would step down from the top spot at the University of Pennsylvania, also in the midst of concerns she wasn't doing enough to combat anti-Semitic language and actions on campus. Gay, McGill, and Sally Kornbluth, president of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, testified before the House Committee on Education and the Workforce on December 5th. They were questioned for hours over what might count as harassment at their schools and how they might punish such behavior, as well as what actions they have taken to protect Jewish students from hate speech or threats of violence. In response to a question from Representative Elise Stefanik on whether calls for the genocide of Jewish people would be considered harassment, all 3 said it would depend on the context. That exchange made its way to a Saturday Night Live episode. Billionaire investor Bill Ackman of Pershing Square Capital Management was among the earliest and loudest critics of how Gay navigated the terrain of supporting free speech while protecting students from harassment. He said she wasn't doing enough to support Jewish students, of course she was not, and was applying the school's speech policy selectively. And of course she was. Over $1 billion in donations have been paused to Harvard or canceled entirely because of her terrible leadership. From the Harvard Crimson, Harvard President Claudine Gay resigned, shortest tenure in university history. So a university that's been around for hundreds of years, she's got the shortest and now apparently worst tenure of any Harvard president. She's going to be replaced on an interim basis temporarily by Alan M. Garber, who will serve as Harvard's interim president during a search for Gay's permanent successor. The Harvard Corporation, the university's highest governing body, announced it in an email just today. The writing was on the wall for this lady. It wasn't really obvious how she was going to continue to hang on. It's one thing to let the story blow over from the anti-Semitism problems and to just try to hang in there, but with the massive backlash to that, and then story after story after story about plagiarism issues, there was a story that just came out I almost started working on about multiple new accusations of plagiarism against her. There's no way she could hang in there. She's already cost the university over $1 billion in donations, diversity, equity, and inclusion or not. Obviously, she had to go. Good to see her out of there. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.